What is up, guys? Zam from the Madden YouTube channel. Today we're going to be going over a scheme, or rather auto motion mini scheme from the bunch tight end in the Minnesota Vikings offense. Now, if you guys didn't know, I just dropped a bunch tight end game plan over on my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg, out of the Seattle bunch tight end. And if you guys want to run that game plan, in addition to these auto motion plays that are exclusive to Minnesota, you guys can actually go check out that game plan. And I would say the vast majority of the passing concepts actually apply into the Minnesota playbook as well, which is really cool because there's some exclusivity here, especially while we're dealing with not having Hot Route Master in Ultimate Team, that I think you're really gonna like. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Auto motion, doesn't auto motion suck? Well, the truth is not really, not in Madden 25, because this is really good in this particular context. If you take a look at these three plays right here, we got three auto motions by our B receiver. There's cheat tight end hitch and go, in which our receiver is going to run a speed in, and there's also a whip route that is super deep on the left side. You're going to have the cheat tight end hitch halfback seam, which actually has an auto motion wheel route. We'll get to that momentarily. And then you're going to have the cheat H out, in which we have a stock whip route to the outside and a Texas route, as well as a C route to our inside receiver and a nice little tight end corner. And we can package this all together extremely nicely. So let's go ahead and take the field here and explain how all of these plays work with the auto motion against the man-to-man mid blitz meta. So the first thing about this is when your opponent wants to run mid blitz, they're gonna have to basically user this outside corner, which is not great. So this puts them in a real stressful situation. If you ever see your opponent using the outside corner, rest assured they're probably in man-to-man. If they are not using the outside corner, traditionally that means that they're adapting this coverage to be some sort of like zone in which they're going to basically drop their defensive ends into coverage. So basically the big tell is if it kind of looks something like this is most likely, if they're not mugging in between the center, a zone call, and we'll talk about that momentarily. Like I said, with this, let's go back to the man-to-man coverage setup, because we're going to be able to decimate this with these auto motion plays. Now, what I like to do with these auto motion plays specifically is block the running back, full slide away from the running back, and ID the mic on the right of screen defensive end, or basically the defensive end opposite of your slide protection. The reason I say that is because you might run this formation flip the other direction, in which case you block the running back and you would slide protect away from the running back and ID on the same side. So it's not always left or right. What we're going to do is draw a little bit of attention to this whip route. This whip route to Powell is one that you can actually custom stem. So I could take this up and turn this into like a crazy whip route at like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 yards. But I could also take this down to a regular whip depth, which is great for beating man-to-man. Now with this as well, we also have this stop and go route by the tight end. Now, depending on your tight end's route running, you may notice that this can actually cook man-to-man. It's not really the best route in the world, to be totally truthful, but it does have some utility. But this speed route, this thing right here to Jefferson, this auto motion route, is a killer against man-to-man. So take a look here at how this works. You're gonna see that he's going to run and then boom, right over the middle, crazy separation. Don't need a route ability at all. Don't need Justin Jefferson at all to make this work. In fact, what I'll do here is I'll sub in, Jordan Addison at this spot rather than, having the best receiver in football. And you'll see pretty much the exact same response here out of this. Now I will put Jefferson here on this whip route because he should be on the field. But again, here with this, if you ever are dealing with this man-to-man, again, all you have to do, if you know they're sending 6, block the running back, full slide away, ID the mic on the running back side, and then go ahead and clear out this side of the field here. You could go ahead and get rid of the tight end, stop and go. You could run your plays just like this, and honestly, it's gonna cook. And if they're not ready for this speed in route, it is gonna be absolute trouble. So take a look right here at how B just fries his guy, and we're down the field. This could be honestly a one-play score if they don't have help that way. If you want to clear out that entire side of the field, that speed route is a killer. Now this speed route is not the only route that is really good on auto motion. In fact, what we can do with this is also run another play, which is called cheat tight end halfback seam. Now with this, our auto motion player is on a wheel route, and the thing that you'll notice about this is that you really can just go ahead and snap the football and know that you could throw it down an outside pass lead. If they're playing man-to-man, this throw is always going to be open, okay? The only way that they can stop this, even if they play press, you're going to see that it doesn't change the safety's depth on this player. The only way that they're going to have a chance of stopping this is if they shade their coverage down. Now I want to show you that that's really not the best means of stopping this either. So you can see right here, we snap the ball against the shaded down coverage. you don't really see a change in how it behaves. So you're going to be able to throw this against man or zone here in this particular context. Now, let's go back to talking about zone. One of the things that we mentioned is if they're not taking this user and getting down here and mugging, a lot of times that means that they are probably going to be using a defensive lineman and turning this into like a cover 2 type defense. This is a very popular setup where a lot of times they'll just kind of use her and drop into the middle of the field with a defensive lineman. If you're ever dealing with that, you can actually go straight to this call, and this is going to be a killer for them. So what you can do is you can streak the tight end up the seam and block the running back. Again, with this, a 4-man rush, it's up to you, but they're not really mugging, so you're going to be okay. When you snap this ball, you're going to see that this wheel route will do a fine job of being able to get behind the flat, and you'll be able to throw this up the sideline. So unless they're playing like a cover 3 variant of this is not going to be a wise call. And the truth is, they're probably not going to be playing a cover 3 variant because of the alignment of the trips tight end. In order to do that, because we're flipping the strength, they would have to flip their formation. And really, they're not going to be able to do that unless they're calling the nickel dog 3 buzz. And when they call the nickel dog 3 buzz, you're going to see that it's going to have some tells to it compared to the cover 0. I mean, first off, this is what the nickel dog 3 buzz looks like pre-snap. This is what mid blitz looks like pre-snap. Very clear tell that one is man and one is zone. So once you get to the point where they're just in this look, you can kind of go right at them. So again, with this, you might even really be able to just kind of snap this ball and throw the ball out to the wheel. You see right here, if it's a cover 3, the tight end down the middle is going to be wide open as a seam call. And, you know, again, you're going to be able to hot route this pretty well. So if your opponent is ever just saying, all right, well, you know, I'm going to call nickel 3 buzz and I'll just use her, you know, this guy right here, they're going to have to be really, really, really aware of the fact that the tight end down the middle is an option. The other thing that you'll be able to do as well with this is utilize the running back. So if they're kind of hanging out in the middle of the field like this, where they're just kind of doing this, you might be able to throw the ball quickly up the seam to the running back, provided that you got protection. Now with the 4-man version of this blitz, the way that I like to treat it is I like to make sure that I am actually, I usually do just a full slide protect. So I have all green lines on the 4 players. Again, with this, you can slide protect the other direction. You could do a half slide with this as well. It does look like there is a flame logo, but honestly, it should be blocked pretty decently. So one of the things you could do, again, is you just drag the tight end. You can put a streak in a corner to the other side, something like this. And then you're just going to kind of wear out the middle of the field. So if they're over here, boom, you throw this hot over the middle. If they sit in the middle of the field, you could throw the running back wheel up the seam with this and be just fine. Now, when it comes to the man-to-man with this, there is one more play that I think is really, really good. Now, before we get into that play, make sure you guys are subscribed right here to my channel. I'm uploading content Monday through Friday with long form in the morning, shorts in the afternoon. Make sure you guys check out my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. I already mentioned the bunch tight end game plan that I've dropped on the website. And obviously with this, you guys are going to have the ability to check out all the content in the vault. Also take a look at the college football 25 content on the website. Got 3 game plans, over 70 vault tips on that game already. And we're plugging away on both games weekly. So make sure you guys go check that out. Now, the last play I want to talk about is cheat H out. Now with this play, unlike the play where they run the route over the middle or the wheel, this is actually a cool little concept because we've got the running back on a man beater with this Texas route. You also have this route to Powell, which is a whip. As we know, whips are very, very good this year. You could do whatever you want with this slot receiver. You could use post route. I think that does a fine job of giving you a man beater. If you guys are watching this during the custom stem glitch portion of the season, you guys might custom stem glitch, which would make it so the route takes a different shape. So you see right here, it looks like this. But again, with this, you're just going to slide protect. You're going to do the ID the mic, and you could either block the running back who is on an angle route and send the tight end on a route, or block the tight end and put the running back on the Texas route. But no matter what you decide to do, this out route's open hot, and it's also open on the outbreak for a conservative catch. And then of course with this, as I mentioned, if you guys ever just want to snap the ball and have just a regular man beater, you could go ahead and go max protect, whatever it is you want to do. You're going to have a whip route to the backside. You're going to see Powell's going to break open, boom, throw that, rat catch it. This kills man to man. And then of course, like I mentioned, you also have the ability to run the Texas route. So if your opponent is maybe not guarding the running back, whatever their decision is, maybe they're just blitzing 6, you could go ahead and with this play, kind of take your pick. Maybe I would leave the tight end corner route So what you could do when you want to motion snap a receiver to block is slide protect away from the receiver, motion in, snap the ball right here. You're going to see that this does a fine job of giving you the option to beat man-to-man and utilize your running back, your tight end. I really like the Minnesota bunch tight end a lot. These auto motion plays are quite good. Like I said, you guys could pair this up with my bunch tight end game plan out of the Seattle playbook. It's basically got all the same plays with the exception of one run call, in addition to these plays that Seattle doesn't have that I just broke down in this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys later this afternoon. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.